Edition of the Super Bowl was held in 1967 when the Green Bay Packers beat the Kansas City Chiefs in Los Angeles. Because of the sheer size of the event, organisers wanted to put on entertainment at halftime for the fans in the stadium. It was a display of marching bands, dancers and pure USA patriotism, and that was the theme that followed for years. In the 1980s, the Walt Disney Company got involved and we started seeing some interesting and questionable displays. But we got our first glimpse of halftime shows to come in '93 when none other than Michael Jackson stunned fans with his 15-minute medley of his own smash hits. When he walked out on stage, he had to wait for the crowd's cheers to die down for about 2 minutes before even starting his first song. Diana Ross, Gloria Estefan, Phil Collins all starred in their own shows, as did Aerosmith, who performed alongside NSYNC. Things got a little bit out of hand in 2004 when Justin Timberlake and Janet Jackson produced perhaps the most famous or infamous wardrobe malfunction in history. Shows from the likes of Prince, Lady Gaga and Beyonce are considered by critics as the best. To give you an idea of the scale of things, Rihanna's 2023 halftime show included roughly 800 people. These range from backing dancers to stage crew to camera operatives broadcasting to millions around the world. The whole stage for that show was built in roughly 8 minutes and was broken down and cleared away in the same time. The acts perform for free nowadays, even though the experts reckon it costs around $13 million to put on Rihanna's show. Artists know they'll rocket up the charts in the following weeks. Rihanna's average sales improved by 140% in the months following her performance. The Super Bowl halftime show will be a fixture in pop culture for years to come. So the question is, who next?
Good morning, I'm Sam Quek and this is Early Sports Breakfast on talkSPORT. We're building up to talkSPORT Breakfast at 6 a.m. with Jeff Stelling and Ali McCoist. Good morning, Nick. How are you?
Yeah, morning. I'm pretty good. You know, Tuesday, coming up to Christmas. I'm looking forward to some time off.
Good.
We had an absolute Premier League classic last night.
Oh, it was mental, wasn't it? It's just, it was chaotic, but great for the neutral.
Slightly concerned for Junior Krupi's knees if he's going to celebrate like that. I mean, very athletic. But yeah, incredible start. Old Trafford this morning. Take a look at that mad game, 4-4 between Man United and Bournemouth. We'll look at three managers possibly under a bit of pressure this Christmas. We'll get the Aussie perspective on the third Ashes test, and we want your best and worst boss stories. As always, get involved on the usual number 03717 223344 or text us 81089.
You must have a few, Nick. That's not me questioning your character, but you've always got a good story.
No, that's fine.
I'm terrible with stories. I think I don't know if it's my memory, and then it kind of takes someone to trigger a memory.
Of course, yeah.
Have you got any?
Well, we'll try and do that with the listeners. I've had a lot of jobs in my life. I must have had like 20 bosses. I used to, not exactly a boss, but my first job was washing up in a kitchen at a tennis club near my house where I grew up. And we had this chef called Bob who would never shower, and he would go to the nightclub straight after work, and he absolutely stunk. But him and the other chefs taught me a lot. Imagine a young 14...
What, to shower?
Well, we used to listen to... I don't know, you can't talk about disgraced Tim Westwood now, but his hip-hop show on Radio 1 was so good. And those boys in the kitchen taught me a lot about life. Let's just say that. And then working in a pub, once I had a dispute with a customer. This is the Railway Inn in Winchester. And... I think I'd made a mistake and this customer was having a go at me. And then the landlord, Fred, came in and absolutely backed me, told the customer, if you ever speak to my staff like that again, I'll buy you from this pub. And later on he said, Nick, you made a mistake there. But I felt 100% backed. Maybe a little bit like Ruben Amorim with Jim Ratcliffe.
That's all you want, isn't it? You just want to be backed by your boss.
Everyone needs to be backed.
Yeah. believed in and backed, and I think that's how you get the best out of people.
Yeah. So
how long did you stay there after that then?
Oh no, I worked. So I worked there for a long time. I started drinking in that pub when I was 16, and then when I was 18, I went for a job there, and they looked at my passport and like, you've been drinking in there for 2 years.
Yeah, but they were different back then. I remember first getting served over the counter properly when I was like 15.
Yeah,
it was
exactly.
back then, and then they brought in the look 25.
Did you always have like an old friend?
I thought you were going to say, did you always have an old face?
An old looking? No, not you. You look.
You used to stand on the corners, didn't you, and say, "Oh, will you go in for us, mate?"
One of my mates, he broke his arm, and you know sometimes when you break your arm and you have a cast on it and it gets hairy underneath. Have you ever seen that?
No.
So my mate, when he was about 16, he had this one big hairy arm. He used to use it to get served at the bar. He'd put his hairy arm down on the bar. 5 pints, please.
No problem, mate. Anyway, we don't encourage underage drinking, but that's what it was like back
Absolutely
in the day,
not.
wasn't it? Let us know worst and best boss stories. Give us a call 03717 223344, or you can text us on 81089. Right, let's get into the morning headlines that you're waking up to today on this Tuesday. It is Tuesday morning. Crazy night at Old Trafford. Defensive problems continue for Man United, who let Bournemouth back in 3 times. Here's how a Premier League classic sounded on talkSPORT.
Here is Dallo in towards the near post. Cunha up there with a header, and then Ahmad is on the line, and he will head it home. And Manchester United take a lead after 13 minutes. Here is Semenyo down the right side, though, getting in behind the United defence. He powers into the box. His right-footed shot comes in off the post, and they have equalised. Corner deep towards the far post. Casemiro is free. He heads it down, and it's into the net. And Manchester United take advantage of another set piece. Evan Nilsson is racing through, and he's sending the ball into the bottom corner, just seconds into the second half. It's going to be Tavernier who strikes it, left-footed, through the wall, into the corner, and Bournemouth have turned it around, and they lead. It's towards the far corner, and scores a terrific goal. Manchester United are level. Here comes to Cunha. Cunha makes it 4. It's brilliant. What brilliant football from Manchester United, and now they have taken the lead once more. Troopy inside the penalty area, left-footed shot into the far corner. It's 4-4.
Yeah, what a thriller. Just when you thought it was over for Man United and they were going to take the win, Bournemouth came back. It was a great game, but former Man United captain Steve Bruce told talkSPORT that the Man United players will be annoyed.
If I'm going to be honest, when I just look at them walking around the pitch, there'll be a disappointment there. There's a disappointment in them that they haven't got over the line. They'll be disappointed with the mistakes they made in their defensive play. Some of the forward play was terrific, especially in the first half. Is as good as I've seen for a long time. But that Achilles heel they've got at the moment, and you can't be successful unless you've got a steady back 3, back 5, whatever you want to call it. And we know Harry Maguire and De Ligt are missing. Martinez is just coming back, so they're going to be better defensively, certainly at the top end of the pitch now, with Cunha in particular and Mbeumo. They've got a little bit of quality which gets you off your seat, and I have to say in the first half they looked a really good team.
However, Adnoni Iraola enjoyed last night, saying he prefers a 4-4 to a 0-0 and hopes his side Bournemouth can kick on from this. Ruben Amorim called it a fun game for everyone at home, but not so fun for the managers. On talkSPORT, Jason Cundy said he didn't think those comments were smart.
I listened to Amorim, and I'm not a Man United fan, but I'd love to know what Man United fans feel about that. It's tough after a game like that. It really is difficult to come and face the press, and they've got to do it, and they've got to get the. It's not his native tongue, but to say it's a fun game, I think he probably's, trying to find the right words. I don't think he'd have said that in Portuguese.
No,
but
no.
For us, the neutral watching it was a fun game, but that's not a fun game to manage.
He also said that they didn't lose the 2 points in the second half. They lost it in the first half. Cunha scored in the 79th minute, by the way. They should have seen that out. Yeah, he has no in-game management.
No,
he can't control games.
No, there's no control. Even at any point of the game, Manchester United can look like they're controlling a game, and within the blink of an eye, they will allow a team inexplicably, as was the case in point against Wolves last week on a Monday. They allow Wolves back into the game and then be the better side and get the equaliser. And they go into half-time and you're not thinking, how on earth we found ourselves here? That's happened time and time again.
Yeah, it's a tough one for Man United. And I think, I know a lot of Man United fans. I'm married to one, unfortunately, being a Liverpool fan. But you see Man United and they get on a bit of a roll. I mean, you look back to October, win against Sunderland, win against Liverpool, win against Brighton, and then they just drop off again and it looks promising again. It's so up and down, and I think the consistency as a Man United fan, it must be so frustrating. And then a game like last night, you look at the stats, obviously 4-4 the result. 25 shots for Manchester United, 9 on target, 3.27 expected goals, 47 touches in the opposed box. And it was just, you look at them and you're thinking, brilliant. But then defensively, what's the point in doing all that when defensively you just leak goals? So yeah, really frustrating, I can imagine, for Manchester United fans. Of course, you've still got Harry Maguire to come back, but losing Ahmad and Mwembo as well to the AFCON, and Mazraoui as well. Sitting 6, Man United in the Premier League. It could be worse. It'll be interesting to see how they go in the next few weeks with those players missing. And of course, face in-form Villa away on Sunday. Villa doing great as well at the moment. 3rd in the Premier League, slowly just doing their business. But yeah, that'll be a great game to watch, of course, on Sunday or listen to here on talkSPORT. Right, let's head over to Chelsea now, and in particular their boss, Enzo Maresca. The big question is, has he just put himself on the line? Is he a dead man walking? Because after the game on Saturday, and out of nowhere, Maresca said he'd suffered his worst 48 hours at the club since he joined. Then clarified he had no problem with the Chelsea fan base, leading everyone to assume then he must have been having problems in the hierarchy at Chelsea. Yesterday, Maresca could have said something to calm things down and clarify himself about the comments, but he chose not to.
I already spoke about that, and I think I was quite clear. No more than that.
But with all due respect, I don't think you were clear, because you said something that is open to a lot of interpretation. So obviously when you make those comments, you have to accept the fact that people are going to talk about them.
I respect your opinion, and I respect people's opinion. But again, I don't have nothing to add. And my focus is just on tomorrow game, that we can achieve the first semi-final in 18 months since I joined the club.
Yeah, pretty solid and not saying any more about that situation. However, he did reiterate his love for the Chelsea fans.
I said after the game that I love Chelsea support. They deserve the best. And again, I don't have nothing to add.
Yeah, difficult one. I think he's dug himself a hole there naturally. It sounds like he's been emotional over what's happened over the past few weeks. And the win at Everton has caused relief. But it's very difficult, isn't it, when you naturally emotionally say something in public for a manager or a player. We've seen the Salah stuff unfold over the last few weeks, to then not expect the press, the fans, everyone want to start digging about what he's talking about. But yeah, clearly frustrated over what seems to be, and as talkSPORT understands, an interference in team selection and questions over his decision making. Maresca, of course, potentially on thin ice, and Simon Jordan hopes he hasn't cost himself a job.
Feels like an act of self-harm. You've made yourself the centre of a story, and now, of course, the media are going to ask you, or sections of the media are going to ask you, what did you mean? So if you're going to say something, why don't you say it? And it's riddle me this, riddle me that. I hope that it's not brought about his demise, because I think he's going in the right direction. There's a lot more about Maresca. Whether I think he's a Poundland version of Pep Guardiola is a different discussion. But I think Chelsea are going in the right direction with him. So if he's done himself in because he said something silly, or he hasn't been able to cope with the nature of the ownership that he's working for, then I think it's a sad way for him to go. I hope that's not the case. I fear that it might be.
Well, Chelsea are back in action tonight against Cardiff in the League Cup quarter-final. Cardiff, of course, sit top quite nicely at the top of League One. That'll be live on talkSPORT tonight from 7 p.m. OK, and darts. We cannot take our eyes off the alley-pally with talkSPORT live from the darts.
But there's never a bad time for the next 5 words. Do you believe in magic? Because this is magic.
Two-time world champion Peter Wright beat Noah Lynn van Leuven to make round 2. There was also wins for Mansur Suljovic, Brendan Dolan, and 20-year-old debutant Charlie Manby beat Cameron Menzies. And Johnny Clayton got past Adam Liscombe 3-1.
Johnny Clayton has hit 2 ton-plus outs in this set. Another one gets in the match. Oh, he's hit big 5, treble 19. Oh, he pauses, takes the time. Gets it. It's double 19 for the match. Oh, Johnny Clayton. Go, Johnny, go. Adam Lipscomb had his chances, but he couldn't take them. And Johnny Clayton, he dug deep.
Yeah, lots of action from the Ali Pali as always. It always feels so Christmassy as well, but doesn't it, when the darts is live there? Everyone starts relaxing, watching that throughout the evenings. But yeah, love a bit of the darts. Plenty more as well to come today. Okay, our question for you this morning, because Maresca is getting himself into hot water with his comments as the Chelsea boss is saying that, you know, there's been a few issues. It's been the worst 48 hours since he's been at the club. So we want to know, what's your best and worst boss stories? Let us know, 03717 223344, or text us on 81089. This is Early Breakfast on talkSPORT with me, Sam Quek. Up next, we'll take a look at the back pages and a couple of Premier League managers who've invited a bit of pre-Christmas pressure. Good morning. This is Early Sports Breakfast on talkSPORT. Thanks for your company this Tuesday morning. We've got Jeff Stelling and Ali McCoist coming up for you at 6 a.m. for talkSPORT Breakfast. Some of the headlines that you're waking up to this morning. In the Championship, Patrick Adjeman scored twice for Derby as they eased to a 3-0 win away at rock bottom at Sheffield Wednesday. Derby are now 4 points off the playoff places. Emmanuel Fernandez scored the only goal of the game as Rangers secured a narrow 1-0 victory over Hibs in the Scottish Premiership. Rangers climbed to third as Hibs say fifth. And Martin O'Neill's told talkSPORT he would have stayed longer at Celtic if he'd been asked to. Wilfred Nancy's lost his first 3 games in charge since taking over, but O'Neill says Nancy needs time. Meanwhile, at 73, Martin isn't ruling out another job.
First of all, I'm talking to the gentleman beside me who's never believed in hypothesis, and that would be hypothetical, totally hypothetical. And it's like asking me, is my next birthday 74? Which it would be.
So your legacy at Celtic
I'll tell you, but what I'm saying, it hasn't reinvigorated me. There's no question about that there. When you're dealing with young people, it does make you feel much younger. And I suppose deep down, really, if that manager of Roma, Gasperini, is only about 26 months younger than me or some, might be more. But yeah, why not? Why not? You know, I think I have as much energy as most managers at the minute.
I love Martin O'Neill. He's great, isn't he? 73 as well, you would never have thought, putting his age out there. But it is true, if you've got the energy, the physicality, then why not? Obviously letting people know that, you know, potentially you could go for another job. Good luck to Martin. But for more on all of the day's biggest stories, head over to talksport.com. So but a few managers potentially going into Christmas time under pressure, and especially with Enzo Maresca bringing the pressure on himself at Chelsea. Let's have a look at 2 more Premier League managers with question marks hanging over them. Thomas Frank expects time to turn things round at Spurs. talkSPORT's Danny Kelly couldn't believe how they fell to a 3-0 loss at Nottingham Forest.
This really was a terrible defeat. You could argue it was a humiliation for a club that is constantly in the 10 richest in the world. And I know change takes time and all the rest of it, but Thomas Frank, I'm not sure he helped himself. He should always do what he thinks is right for the team. But when you're behind and you bring on Ben Davies and João Paulinho, it's going to cause lots of people to go, does this fella actually know what he's doing? Are you protecting your own reputation now ahead of... Because, you know, Forest was taken to run away with it. 1 win in 6 for Tottenham in the Premier League. Only Bournemouth, Burnley and Wolves, who haven't won a game between them, now in worse form than Spurs. And they've got... The problem is, Paul, Thomas Frank's a good manager. We know that. He's an intelligent guy. But it's like whack-a-mole. Every single part of that team has got a problem at the moment.
Yeah, it feels like this conversation keeps coming up every week, if not every other week, with Frank. And is he under pressure by the club? He keeps saying he's got the backing of the owners. Frank is 1 point worse off than previous boss Ange Postecoglou was at the same stage last season. Difficult one, and difficult ones for fans as well. Spurs currently 11th, 6 defeats out of 16. It just feels over at Tottenham, they just can't get a steady manager, I feel, since... Poch, who did 5 years in charge. Since then, you've had Espirito Santo, Antonio Conte, proper managers, managerial names, decent names who just can't nail things down for Spurs. And I suppose, a difficult one. I think it was 5th, wasn't it? In the 2023-24 season was the last solid finish from them. So, yeah, Spurs asking big questions of Thomas Frank going into a busy Christmas schedule. Elsewhere as well, pundits and fans are asking questions about Eddie Howe at Newcastle. They've spent £277 million this summer, but are 12th in the Premier League and didn't have much fight in the Derby defeat to Sunderland. On Drive, Darren Bent said that it's ridiculous to question Eddie Howe's position right now.
I think it's insane because it's almost be careful what you wish for. I mean, he delivers your first trophy that you've had since what, the 50s? Is it the 50s?
It's a long time, something like that.
Right, a long, long time. It gets you back in the Champions League as well, competing in the Champions League.
Yeah.
He's been absolutely superb in terms of what he's done at that football club. Even with maybe one hand tied behind his back where he's lost players, he's brought players in. I think he deserves a little bit of credit. I mean, I know they're 12th right now, but that's not a cause for panic.
No.
That's not one of those where they're languishing in the bottom three and you're going, oh my goodness, there's a genuine chance that we might go down. That ain't happening.
No.
They're not going down. Just relax for a little bit.
Yeah, I think that derby defeat to Sunderland, which was incredibly tough for Newcastle fans to take, has probably brought up that question about Eddie Howe. But yeah, I think, he's done brilliant for the club. And yeah, I think I agree with Darren. I don't think we need to start, asking the question, does he need to be sacked just yet? Of course, Newcastle face Fulham in the League Cup quarter-final tomorrow night, and that again will be live on talkSPORT. Now, time to get into the back pages. Nick's back in the studio. Good morning, Nick. What are the headlines on the back pages this morning?
I mean, obviously the main headlines is Man United 4, Bournemouth 4. A lot of the back pages going with a picture of Junior Krupi and his very, gymnastic flipping celebration. Manic Monday on the back of the Daily Express. United's lapses are sweet for cherries in epic clash. Welcome to Manchester on the back of the Sun. Mirror Sport is flipping crazy at United. Loop the Croup. Krupi gets airborne after his equaliser cancelled out a goal from Cunha. I mean, Bournemouth came back 3 times. Incredible game. The other sort of really crazy story from yesterday evening was Cameron Menzies punching the table at the darts after he lost to 20-year-old bricklayer Charlie Manby in the first round. I don't know if you saw the video. Menzies put his hand in the pyro and then smashed the Paddy Power table 3 times. You could see all the blood on his hand. I mean, I know he's talked about having problems with mental health in the past, and he's come out and he said, I can get emotional at times, and that wasn't right. He's apologised to how he's behaved. Good headline in the back of the Star Sport, Oki Balboa.
Yeah.
But, I mean,
it is a tough one, isn't it?
Yeah.
Because, like you say, you've got to be sensitive around mental health and managing emotions. But it did seem very kind of erratic, like you say, and you don't want to see people hurting themselves on the pyros, burning their hands, smashing their hand up on the table. But again, there has to be a line, doesn't there, between controlling your emotions as a professional and also we've seen what Luke Little has done for the darts, bringing so many young people into the sport. It's just being able to manage your emotions in a time and a place like that. Yeah. I think it's really important. So I think, the Darts Federation are going to have to do something about it, which they've said that they will.
Cameron Menzies apologised to it. We obviously send him our best wishes. We hope he's all right. Have you ever, had some sort of meltdown on the sports pitch? Like Ben Stokes punched himself in the head when he got out in the second test. I don't know if you saw that. It was quite funny.
Yeah, you see it all the time. Tennis players.
Smashing rackets.
And again, because the game is emotional, you put so much into it. You put so much time. You sacrifice so much. But I think there is a line between, right, okay, that's a bit too much. But I don't think I've ever completely...
you seem quite measured.
Lost it, yeah.
Ben Stokes mentioned him. He's asking England's cricketers to show a bit of dog. He wants to see a bit more fight. We'll get into the third Ashes test after the break with Aussie journalist Bharat Sundaresan. Gary Lineker's podcast, The Rest is Football, at the World Cup. Do you know how much money he's making?
Yeah, because I hit headlines in it last week, but it's come out now. Go on, what's the figure?
14 million quid. For the show over the World Cup. The Netflix deal is worth more than £1.6 million a week. Alan Shearer and Micah Richards joining Lineker for the 2026 World Cup coverage. Wouldn't mind a bit of that.
It's decent, isn't it? It's where the world's going now, though, isn't it? Like, podcasts are brilliant. I think they're just growing and growing. That was one of the early ones out, wasn't it? The rest is football, and then they've got all the side ones as well.
talkSPORT's How to Win a World Cup.
How to Win a World Cup. Yeah. Get that on Netflix.
Among 20 biggest creditors still owed money by Michael Johnson's sort of failed Grand Slam track league. Michael Johnson trying to create this new athletics competition. Maybe, athletics, this is obviously not done well. The whole thing's gone bankrupt. Michael Johnson's got a lot of questions to ask and a lot of people he owes money to. Athletics has got a bit of an image problem, hasn't it? I know you were at an Olympics. You got up close with some of these athletes. What can athletics do to try and entice more people to watch it? I used to watch it as a kid, but not a lot of people watch it these days. They were talking about doing some events potentially in Piccadilly, having Molly Coldry, the pole vaulter, jump over a bus or something. Try and bring athletics to the streets to try and show people,
it's happening with it. Yeah, I mean, I agree. I think it's happening with a lot of sports, isn't it? We see, Live Golf trying to bring back the fun, put music in, making
Rugby
the party.
Unions tried something similar.
Exactly. And I think athletics are right. And, the darts have done it brilliantly.
Yeah.
They've brought the fun, the energy. But like you say, I think they've had events in Manchester where they're doing long jumps on the street. They're doing 60-metre sprints. But yeah, disappointing that athletes are owed money. But I was fortunate enough, obviously, to work over in Paris at the Olympics and in the athletic stadium. It was the first time I'd been in a while, and they're blaring out music, there's light shows. And what they do brilliant, athletics, is to make their athletes stars.
Yeah.
Whereas I think a lot of other sports fail, especially when it comes to technically amateur sports.
Yeah.
So the sports that you do see in Olympics, the majority of them are amateur sports. But I think, yeah, athletics are getting there, but they need to do more for the fan who aren't particularly the ones that are going to go and watch an Olympics or a World Championships. And it's just making it fun, isn't it, to the youth of today, making it quick, good energy, good fun to watch. But yeah, hopefully they'll get there alongside all the other sports.
Nice one.
But thanks, Nick. Yeah, lots to talk about this morning. You're listening to Early Sports Breakfast. It is exactly 5:30. Up next, we'll take a look at the front pages and get an Australian perspective on the third Ashes test. Good morning, I'm Sam Quek, and this is Early Sports Breakfast. We're building up to Jeff and Ali this morning, who will be with you at 6 a.m. on breakfast. Some of the headlines that you're waking up to this Tuesday morning. England's cricketers must win the third Ashes test against Australia in Adelaide, which starts tonight. 2-0 down with 3 to play. Ben Stokes makes just one change to his team, with Josh Tongue replacing fellow seamer Gus Atkinson. Gerwyn Price begins his quest for a second World Darts title when he takes on Adam Gallis at the Ali Pali today. And Steve Clarke will speak to Newcastle's Harvey Barnes about potentially switching allegiances to Scotland ahead of the World Cup. Meanwhile, Darren Bent reckons Mason Mount is playing well enough to get back into the England squad, but isn't sure where he'd fit in.
I do rate him, and I know for a fact Thomas Tuchel rates him, because he's got great success with him. I think he was the one who set up the goal in the Champions League final for Havertz.
Yes, that's right.
He rolled the ball through. There's no doubt Mason Mount's a top player. I mean, I remember watching a lot actually at Derby. He came in, I think, the season after I left, and watching him kind of progress, you think, what a player he is. He's won big trophies. And I remember at one point it was a little bit unfair when people were talking about him being the teacher's pet for Gareth Southgate and for Frank Lampard, but I'm pretty sure he's won Chelsea's Player of the Year a couple of times when he was there. He's won the Champions League. He's won big trophies while he's been there, and it is good to see him back playing, and he looks fit, he looks healthy. He's got a great goal against Wolves, little pass from Bruno, nice little volley. But it's like anything. Where do you get him in the England squad?
For more on these stories, visit talksport.com. OK, it's the third Ashes test and it starts tonight, and it's now or never for England's cricketers on day one in Adelaide. We're going to get the Australian perspective now with Aussie journalist Bharat Sundaresan. Good morning, Bharat. How are you?
I'm doing very well, Sam. Thank you. It's a hot day here in Adelaide. The summer has come late to our parts. This is how hot it is, right? As you can see, hair wash days are very important for me. So you can kind of just go half and half with, just blow drying your hair. And also it's a great day to put the washing out. And
your hair's looking great, by the way.
Thank you. I was just fishing for that compliment. There you go. Now we can continue with the cricket chat.
Yeah. So what time? Where are you? What time is it over there now?
Well, it's 4 in the afternoon, so I've just got home. I live in the Adelaide Hills, so just got home from the Adelaide Oval, attended the 2 press conferences. The 2 captains, Pat Cummins is back, and Ben Stokes, a very stoic Ben Stokes, I must say. I had a few interesting things to say about the conversations he's been having with his players, and England were just about wrapping up their net session. So the Adelaide Oval always looks pretty, and it just looks prettier than usual, and it'll be full, it'll be packed. The members will be there at 5 a.m. tomorrow morning just trying to get in. So the atmosphere is set, but the question is, will England show up?
Yeah, I was going to ask about the atmosphere, of course. We're a few days on from those tragic, terrible attacks at Bondi. How has that affected the players, and teams for both sides ahead of the third test?
No, I mean, it's weird, right? Like when you live in a country like Australia, you see terror all around us. That's just the reality of our world, sadly, but it always feels far, far away. And for these horrific scenes to have played out in Australia, and that too, at a place like Bondi Beach, where anyone who's ever visited Australia, or even those of us who live here, you just go there all the time. And Pat Cummins lives next door to Bondi Beach, and he spoke about how he takes his kids there all the time. And for such brazen terror and, lives being taken the way they were, it's going to take a long time for people anywhere in the world watching those scenes to recover from. But sport often allows you that bit of an escape, doesn't it? It's probably what everybody's looking at with this Adelaide Oval test, but there will be tributes tomorrow, performances. The players will wear a black armband throughout the game, and the flags will fly half-mast.
Yeah, well, all our thoughts are obviously with the victims and everybody over there that it's affecting. Like you say, I think more will come out of that. But quite right as well, when you say everybody wants some sort of shining light, and the Ashes test will start tomorrow. Pat Cummins, like you say, who is and lives around Bondi, will be looking to be a key feature in that because he's back, and Nathan Lyons returns. They're the latest news, aren't they, from the Australia camp? I mean, not that the Australian team could do any better at the moment. They've got those additions.
I know, right? I mean, they're 2-0 up with replacement players, if you want to put it that way. I mean, Michael Neser and Brendan Doggett both played a role. Michael Neser obviously starting with the 5-wicket haul in Brisbane. And now they get stronger. Like he said, Pat Cummins comes back. He's 100% fit. So he spoke about how he can bowl with no restrictions. So there's no limit on how many overs he bowls, or whether he bowls bouncers or whatever is expected of him, or he expects of himself as captain. And Nathan Lyon, a couple of points to prove. He's been left out twice in the last 3 tests that Australia played. Both of them have been pink ball tests, albeit. And that's a challenge ahead for England. I mean, if they couldn't get over the line against, like I said, a makeshift Australian bowling attack, this is the full prong for, you have Cummins, Stark, who's bowling like a genius right now, Lyon, and you also have Scott Boland. So it's not going to be easy for England, and they'll just have to find something in their reserves to fight back.
Yeah, exactly that. It's not going to be easy. There's still a chance, there has to be some sort of outcome for England. But from an Aussie perspective, you guys must be absolutely laughing. You must be feeling confident. So with that in mind, what is your prediction for this game?
Look, I've been living in Australia for a few years now, Sam, and the one thing I've realized is they all speak about, there should be a competitive Ashes, and we want a competitive England team till they get here. And once they get here, it's like, finish them off 5-0. That's what we want. So, I mean, look, after everything that has been said about England and what they've done in between test matches, I personally would like them to show the fight that Ben Stokes want them to show, and makes this series interesting. But it looks like a tall order. Teams who come to Australia who fall behind rarely come back. So I think maybe England might have left it too late, and that will bring in the whole baseball philosophy and all of that into question. Australia want to be ruthless. They want to finish off England here, go 3-0 up, and then have some fun with the next 2 tests and try to go 5-0. But yeah, I mean, it's slightly disappointing with the way England have gone so far. But they can put up a fight. At least it'll add some spice to the series.
Well, we'll see how they go. We're all hoping for some Ben Stokes magic. But Bharat, thank you very much for joining us this morning, and have a nice afternoon over in Adelaide. Loads more build up to the 3rd test on talkSPORT's cricket YouTube channel and the following on podcast feed. We've been asking for your text this morning about any stories you've had with your bosses, the worst and best stories after Enzo Maresco's comments, having the worst 48 hours at the club. We've had Matt, the Derby fan, saying fantastic 3-0 win for Derby at Sheffield Wednesday. Last night we had 5 first-team players out. I think that was just a random one with that text that got in there ahead of the questions, but quite right, Matt, great win. Darren, lady's voice from Liverpool. Lovely voice. Thank you, Darren. That's the first time anyone's ever said that. And we've had Darren S, who says the problem at Spurs is not Frank, it's the poor players. Vicario was the worst keeper, terrible at crosses, and Spurs fans are creating a toxic atmosphere. Thank you very much for getting in. Right, it is 5:44. Time now for this.
It's a front page throwdown.
Oh, what a move!
The front page is first on the early sports breakfast.
talkSPORT.
Right, Nick, you're back in.
Yeah.
This time, front pages. What have we got?
First of all, Darren's right. Liverpool accents are great. And for me, it's Newcastle and Liverpool, my favourite UK accents. You got a favourite?
Yeah, I do like a Geordie accent.
It's great, isn't it?
But this is like a bit of my phone voice. People always say to me, you speak dead different when you're on the phone to like your family.
Yeah, did you have when you were a kid? Because we never had mobile phones. I don't know, you're a bit younger than me, right? But I had to call up my friend's parents, and you have that voice that to speak to your friend's mum. It's like, hello, Mrs. Robinson, is there?
But like, I can go a little bit more if you want me to go a little bit more. Do you know what I mean? Go on, Nick,
are up for it.
What's in the front pages, lad?
More news about the Ali Pali Wasp. Luke Woodhouse has come up with a cunning plan to avoid the Ali Pali Wasp. It made another appearance last night.
It should have a name by now, this wasp.
Probably should, actually. Yeah. It's been labelled indestructible. I mean, Nitin Kumar hit it with a dart and it seems to be fine. Luke Woodhouse says he's considering wearing Raid as an aftershave, so the wasp stays away. You ever?
He's looking for some sort of campaign there, isn't he?
You ever been
some sort of sponsorship deal from Raid?
Have you ever been stung or bitten by a sort
Yeah, I was playing football in the back garden and a wasp got stuck up my t-shirt. I got stung like 2 or 3 times.
No,
it was bad.
worst.
I was scarred. And then what's worse as well, because I was playing with my brothers, they had to whip my top off. I was so embarrassed.
Well, you're all right now, thank the Lord. Helen Flanagan is in Panto in Liverpool. She's playing the Wicked Queen. You going to any Pantos this year? You into Panto?
We do. We do like a bit of Panto. Kids are at that age now where we're just able to take them. But yeah, we need to book one in.
Well, there you go. Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs
that's an
at the M&S Bank Arena in Liverpool. George Clooney has given up kissing girls on screen due to his advancing years. The 64-year-old Hollywood heartthrob admits he can no longer see himself as a cinema Lothario. When I turned 60, I had a conversation with my wife. Look, I can still play basketball with the boys. I can still hang. I'm in shape. But in 25 years, I'm 85 years old.
Oh,
would you still get off with George Clooney, age 64?
Get off. So, would you still cop off? It's like such an old school.
Well,
it's one of them, isn't it? You always talk about your free pass. George Clooney is a very handsome man.
Yeah.
It feels like he hasn't aged in the last 20 years, but I would not use my free pass on him.
No? Helen Mirren's like 70-something. She looks incredible.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah?
I'd get off with Helen Mirren.
Would
if
you?
I wasn't married, yeah, sure.
Is that your free pass, Helen Mirren?
I hadn't thought about it. We haven't done free passes. I'll think about it.
Not?
Have you got a list?
No, it's just a free pass.
Oh, right. With your husband? One
Yeah.
each? Who's yours?
Although I met my free pass while I was with my husband, and he was like, Sam.
Who is it?
I really like Jamie Dornan.
Yeah, well, he's a very attractive
Very
man.
attractive man.
My wife said she'd leave me for Sting.
Okay, so if you met Sting, that'll be it. She's off.
I mean-
think my husband's Margot Robbie.
Good.
Or Eva Longoria was his other one as well.
Bit of Christmas news. More than 1 in 2 Brits dream of celebrating Christmas somewhere else, with Spain, the US and Australia in the top 5. Would you like a hot Christmas? You ever had a hot Christmas?
We talk about it, but I don't think I'm so home bird. We even
yeah.
talk about eating out for Christmas, and it always comes back to me just wimping out and being like, no, it's fine, we'll cook. We'll have everyone at home.
It's just me and my wife this year. We're thinking of going for a curry.
Oh.
Because they're all open on Christmas Day.
There's loads. There's like Thais.
I've done it
curry
before.
houses.
It was absolutely magic. Massive curry on Christmas Day. No washing up. Go home. Just pass out on the
fair.
sofa.
I can be sold on that. Maybe not a curry in Australia though, or Spain, somewhere hot.
Super fast. Cheese crackers have beaten pigs in blankets as the must-have Christmas staple for Gen Zers.
Oh, behave.
Well, exactly. This
Get
just
back in your
shows
box.
Gen Z needs to sort themselves out. 69% of youngsters aged 13 to 28 call crackers a festive favourite ahead of pigs in blankets. Get in the bin.
Get in the bin. You know what? I've just got to do a shout out to mince pies. We had this discussion when I was doing the NFL show on Sunday. I'm not a massive mince pie fan, but Costco. Ever tried a Costco mince pie?
No, but I will now.
Mate, get on it. Life changing.
Well, I might bring some in tomorrow.
They're massive, but they're sponge, and the ratio of mince to sponge is just right.
Sponge inside.
It's honestly game changing.
I'll tell you what I made last year. Chocolate brownie with mince pies inside.
Ooh.
Stodgy,
Hello.
but strong.
Yeah. But it just offsets that little bitterness of the mince.
Yeah, exactly,
I hear you.
yeah.
I hear. I say I might try that, but I'm not. I'm not going to bake that, Nick.
I'll make some for you.
Thanks. Yeah, let us know as well. Text in if you fancy it. Let us know. Pigs in blankets or cheese and crackers. What's your best mince pie? Let me know. Text in 81089 or call 03717 2233 44. Up next, we'll tell you how you can win a trip to the darts and look ahead to Cardiff versus Chelsea in the League Cup quarter-final.
Step up to the Oki and win the ultimate VIP darts experience on talkSPORT.
Good morning. It's 5:44. I'm Sam Quek and this is Early Sports Breakfast on talkSPORT. We're building up to breakfast at 6 a.m. with Jeff Stelling and Ali McCoist. But first, it's competition time. The PDC World's Darts Championship is underway and talkSPORT and Pitch Experiences could be sending you there on the 23rd of December. The countdown is officially on. Get your entry in by Thursday and you and 3 mates could be living it large with platinum seats, fine dining, an open bar and VIP access to the 501 lounge with Russ the Voice Bray. Then it's straight to your prime arena table for the best view in the house. Get ready for an unforgettable Ali Pally Christmas. Here's how to enter. For your chance to win, text DARTS to 83338. Text costs £2 plus your standard network rate or call 03434 217 508. Lines close at 4 p.m. this Thursday, and that's when you'll need to answer your phone if it rings. You've got to be 18 or over and UK residents only. So for your chance to win, text DARTS to 83338 right now. This is a network promotion. For full T's and C's at talksport.com. Good luck. Oh, what a prize that will be. Right, lots to look forward to ahead of today on talkSPORT. We've got the darts, lots of action. We've got Chris Dobey in the afternoon session. Later on tonight, we've got Danny Noppert and obviously former winner Gerwin Price in action as well. But both the afternoon and evening sessions are live on talkSPORT 2. And every dart of this PDC World Championship is live on the talkSPORT app. Okay, also as well, later on talkSPORT today, it's a Blue Tuesday. Cardiff host Chelsea as the League Cup quarter-finals get underway.
Ruben Colwill fires the ball goalwards and equalises, went direct for goal and found it.
Well, it's League One Cardiff who've come out on top against Championship Wrexham.
The anticipation for the game since the draw was made has been evident everywhere we've been. I think the build up to the game is going to be incredibly exciting for them.
And it finished Chelsea 2, Everton 0. Chelsea picking up their first win in 5 games in all competitions.
Since I joined the club, the last 48 hours has been the worst because many people didn't support us.
You've made yourself the centre of the story, and now, of course, the media are going to ask, what did you mean?
It's Chelsea that will progress to the quarter-finals of the Carabao Cup.
They are also top of the league, playing a nice football, winning games, and we need to be careful.
Cardiff City versus Chelsea will be live on talkSPORT from 7 p.m. Cardiff sitting nicely at the top of League One. They beat Burnley and Wrexham in the last 2 rounds, and the only team left outside of the Premier League. That'll be a great game. Make sure you listen live on talkSPORT, as I say, from 7 p.m. We've been asking for your text this morning, what you're up to. Anonymous says, Sam, you bang on about the Costco mince pies. It's the best around. Thank you very much, Anonymous. Absolutely life-changing. Shannon has texted in to say, my niece cooked a full chicken roast this weekend. She didn't know what pigs in blankets were. What's wrong with kids these days? Can I now disown her? Shannon, yes, you can. I'm glad that you actually added to her plethora of taste buds and introduced pigs and blankets to her. If you haven't, stunned. Right, anyway, loads more coming up on talkSPORT Breakfast today. Join Jeff and Ali from 6 a.m. because they'll be joined by former Australia spinner Brad Hogg as he previews tonight's 3rd Ashes Test. Stephen Bunting is also on to talk darts, and Charlie Manby is on the way as well after beating Cameron Menzies. You've been listening to Early Sports Breakfast with me, Sam Quek. Jeff and Ali on the way for you next.